guess the usual question is, how do we want to start? What do we want to talk about? What have we got to say? I don't even know how to start. And that's what I'm sitting here thinking. I know I've got an opportunity. I know I've got a chance. I'm sitting here running through it in my mind. And I'm wondering if I can do it. But I'm always thinking about whether I can do things. And it's the same question that always comes up, isn't it? Not even a question. It's the same thought. What if it's not good enough? And what if people don't like it? I think you've phrased two very different things there. Of questioning if you think it's enough, and also questioning if other people like it and it will be good enough. What's the actual opportunity that's come up? So there's something that you've been looking forward to, I think. What it is doesn't really matter, I don't think. Because if I can't even do it, it'll just be another thing on that pile. Just another thing that I wanted to try and do. Tried, got to a certain point and stopped. Well, again, I think you brought up two different ideas with this. One is, what if people don't like it? But two, you're also raising the idea of, what if you stop? What if you don't even complete it? And if you stop, it's going to be hard to know even what people think. Well, it's going to be impossible. I guess I know that I'm going to disappoint them. Or it won't be up to my standard. And if I try really, really hard, and it still isn't good enough, and people still don't like it, what's it say about me? When I try and it still doesn't get to where I want to be or where I used to be, or what I think I should be able to do. then what's that actually saying? I think you've hit a interesting place to go back to. You've made the point about not being as good as you used to be and not meeting. Start that one again. I think you've put a spotlight on something we should know. That's not how I'd put it. Of course, that's not how I'd put it, because I'm being false. Why don't you talk about some of those other times? It sounds like you've got examples that you're running from. Some times where things were easy, and then you've failed. What's actually coming to mind when you're thinking about that? I just have such a standard story that I feel like everyone has heard. The typical reports from school of does not apply themselves hard enough, gliding on by, blah, blah, blah. I hate to be the one to blame parents or location or anything like that, but I don't think that helped. Small country town, not a lot of competition in music or acting, meant that I was good, or I thought I was good, or I was good for the environment, or however you want to put it. And even beyond that, when I had a small pool, it was easy. I could live up to my expectations because I exceeded everyone else, or mostly in the things I cared about. So as an example, in high school, one of the few boys that wants to do drama does drama. And that means that you get the leads and sit at the front and you're noticed because you're the one who's there. Makes it very, very easy. And in music, you know, there's a small pool of people basically get known for being good. And then the environment changes because I wanted to leave. Of course I wanted to leave it. Get to a city of millions. And yeah, what was good isn't as good as I thought. It was easy to exceed when there was a small pool, as I said. Then I show up. I think I'm good. I think I'm doing well. And I see the shortcuts I've taken. I don't match up with the other people. And I don't use that to help me drive. I use that to just stop. Because if I'm trying as hard as I can and it's still not good or good enough, then why do it? You still keep coming back to good enough, and you still keep repeating the two different sides of it, the good enough for you or the good enough for other people. And those are two very, very different things and different ideas. And it's okay to it's okay to not be satisfied with what you're doing. But I think you have made the point. You weren't using it to drive yourself to be better. What about the times better way of asking that? Were there times when your efforts weren't good enough for other people? Where they didn't meet their expectations and it had an actual impact? Or have you only got examples where you didn't feel like you matched, where you met the requirements? No, there's examples of not meeting other people's. When I came to uni and didn't know what I wanted to do exactly, so Bachelor of Arts it is. But I wanted to do drama, and I didn't get through the audition for the drama. I well, there's a few things that I had to do, but the one that sticks out is the typical hacky improv scene that you have to do. So overdone, where it's one person talking to themselves and come up with a scene very quickly on the spot. And yeah, I don't know why I thought it'd be funny, but I did think it was funny, and everyone else thought it was funny, that I would be self-deprecating, if not what you would probably describe as self-sabotaging. It was such a stupid, well, it felt good at the time. It got the laughs. It was about my fears of what was going on at the time. And for whatever reason, I decided to throw the lecturer, who had the power to choose or not choose, throw the lecturer under the bus along with me, based on my fears of not meeting those expectations. And what I thought was hilarious was just insulting to him, I'm sure. Alright, my name's John. This is my two-part improvised scene for auditioning for drama. Yay. Okay, I will go. So, I wouldn't bother looking. You're not on the list. What do you mean I'm not on the list? My audition was really, really good. Of course I'm on the list. Look, you're not on the list, and you'll never be on the list. But this audition, it made people laugh. It was really funny. My name has got to be on this list. Why the hell am I not on the list? Well, you see, there's a problem. You're applying for drama, and you're you. You're just you. But what do you mean I'm me? Yes, I'm me. But I'm here to act, I'm here to perform. Yeah, that's all well and good, but you're you. Look at that. That's not an actor. That's you. Do you mean how I look? That's the problem? Yes, of course that's the problem. Look, you're not going to make it. You have no chance of making it. There is no way you could make it when you. But you're you, and you're here teaching, I guess. Is that why you're teaching? Because you're you as well? You look like that, and therefore you're not off doing the soap thing? Starring in TV shows? Is that what happened? Of course that's what happened. That's how I became a teacher. I can act, but I don't look the part. And I want to train actors that look the part. I want to train someone who's going to get a job. I don't want to train another waiter or someone who'll come and try and get my job. This is the job I have because I look like this. This is the job that I can get because I look like this. I can train good-looking people to do the thing and get the job. If I train ugly people like you'll come and take my job. Not happening. Well, I guess this is where my dream dies, and that's it. Yeah, I think we've all seen those improv scenes. One person doing two parts. It's always a little bit interesting. No one to play off but themselves. So yeah, you're bringing out your own feelings. Kind of like today, obviously. Very similar today. But what did you expect from saying what you did? Did you expect them to take it with good humour? This is someone that's dedicating their life to teaching the future. You didn't know him. It was too early to know what roles he may have played or things he may have done and how he got to where he was. What did you actually expect from that? Oh, fuck. I don't know, I thought it would be funny or something. It was funny, people laughed. I mean, I broke during it, but I'm just gonna sound like I'm making excuses. I was fucking 18. All the comedy I listened to, all the comedy I enjoyed. All comedy, it's meant to be about subverting expectations, attacks is the wrong word, but rebelling against authority, and that's what I always felt like I needed to do, and that's what I always did. And I don't know. To me, it was hilarious at the time. So, yeah, said what I said. He said what he said in defense. Which was basically, you don't know what roles I've done, you don't know what I've done to get to the place that I am. And I probably did wound him. But in the end, I just fucked up my own thing. Didn't get drama. And continued on doing the university degree. Tried to fill it in with some performing arts stuff. Didn't follow through on that one. Music slowly slowed down. Tried to do a couple of music related things and didn't prepare enough. Auditioned for a couple of bands and what I would sound like an asshole, what I would describe as country good, or not country, small town good, doesn't pass muster. And yeah. Now when I play, I don't want anyone to hear me because it's not as good as it could be. And when I practice, I get to a certain level where it's good enough and I stop. And I'm happy with that. And it's just for me, and that's not a bad thing. Some things are allowed to be just for me. But my partner wants to hear me play, she wants to hear me sing, and I lock up. She has no qualms about singing, whether good nor bad, she enjoys it. But for me, if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. Well, you keep coming back to the same point, whether something's good enough or not. And every time I hear it, it's so linked between what's good enough for you and what's good enough for other people. And it sounds like there's some real fear going on of what people are going to think and how they're going to react to you if it's not good enough, in your words. What do you think would actually happen if something wasn't good enough? What would happen? I would just be shamed. I would be embarrassed. It would stay with me. But it's weird because I know I wouldn't judge someone else for trying. Might be an overstatement. Yes, I judge. Would I think poorly of them? Who knows? At the same time, I'd know that they're trying their best. But for me, my best is more effort than I put in. Even for the opportunity that I talked about. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. I'm sitting thinking about options for it and what I'd do and wondering if it's just too fucking meta. Feeling like I don't really have ideas beyond my own life. Feeling like I'm not that creative, but at the same time I know every time I talk to or about being creative, talk to someone creative, you've got to be creative and you've got to practice. It's a muscle. So at the moment I only have myself to put out there. And therefore, is this just going to get too meta? And just be nasal gazy in a way that I don't want it to be. Is it just going to be me talking about how afraid I am to actually do something? Is it going to be me just talking about how I haven't put myself out there? And by talking about that, I'm actually putting myself out there. And knowing that that's enough. I mean, it's getting super meta at the moment because, yeah, there's a time limit on doing this. I have to do it quickly. I have to take this opportunity when I can. There's a strong deadline. It's an opportunity open to me right now. No one will know if I didn't do it. I'll know if I did. And I'll know if I didn't. I'm sitting here questioning myself about whether it's worth the time. No, not even whether it's worth the time. Whether I've got the balls to use that time. There's just been a million things in my life where I put work in when it's not going to follow through. And as soon as I try and put that work in, I'll find something else. Get stuck on a subject, research it, get to that level where I know just enough, not expertise, just enough to seem good. And that's where it stays. Cool, I met a goal. It was enough for me. In my heart I wanted more, but it was enough for me. And then I get lazy and I move on. And now I've got the choice. To actually go through and do something. I guess the question is, what do you want to get out of this? Why did this opportunity attract you? What do you want to say? I don't know if there is anything to say. There's just, am I looking for approval? Is this trying to get people to see me and understand that I am trying, or congratulate me for trying, or do I have the idea that even though I was so scared to start, but so excited by the opportunity, but so scared to start, but I still did it. I can still go through with it. I could put myself out there and know, and even if I act poorly, if I do hacky bullshit like a fucking 2-part improv with only one person, that it doesn't have to be a failure, that I can leave in my fuck ups, I can know that perfection isn't something that I'm going to get, especially in a limited time frame. But I have to put myself into a point of feeling uncomfortable, because my comfort just breeds mediocrity. My comfort just leads me to being good enough. And whilst I can be happy with being good enough and I can enjoy that, I still want to put stuff out there. I still want to try. I still want to take that chance. And I've tried to take that chance before and held back because I didn't see the rewards immediately. It definitely sounds like you know that you need to take that chance, or you know you want to take that chance, and you're going to regret not taking the chance by the sounds of things. Now, unfortunately, that is the end of our time. So whatever the opportunity is, obviously, I'd hope you take it. And I'll talk to you next time. Yeah, want to and doing it is two different things, and I have no idea if I will. Thanks.